Alaska, I think, is a bucket list item for most RVers. Everyone we talk to, it's almost not a question of if you're gonna go to Alaska, it's when. It had always been in our minds as we want to go there, but it was kind of far off because we knew we didn't want to take our big fifth wheel up here, and that we wanted to be able to explore those places that you couldn't normally get to if you had a big rig. When we went up to Alaska, we wanted to do it right. That was really important to us, and we always envisioned doing it in a truck camper.
We hadn't really planned for it, and when we had the opportunity to move into a smaller rig for a while, we were just like, this is it. This is how we do Alaska.
Our plan for Alaska came about from just a lot of research. And basically what we ended up doing is saying, okay, these are the big things that we know we want to hit, and we'll just fill in the rest as we go.
There's really only so many roads in Alaska, so let's drive as many of them as we possibly can and just see as much as we possibly can.
Which was very freeing because it allowed us to just follow our hearts and explore.
If you want to come up to Alaska, don't miss out on the places in between the towns. Definitely get off the beaten path if you can, fly in somewhere. There's only so many roads in Alaska, but Alaska's so big, and there's so many places to go, hike off the trail, off the roads, fly in somewhere, take a boat trip, just kind of get off the beaten path. It's hard to go wrong in Alaska. So getting into the trip, there were a lot of things to consider. How we're actually gonna make it the long distances. We had to consider if we were gonna have enough fuel. We had to consider that we were gonna be in some cold climates. And we also really had to consider our power. We wanted to do this trip a little bit different than we've done before, whereas we've always carried a generator with us or had a really large solar system. So we decided to build the rig without a generator and instead use a very large battery bank to power everything and mainly charge off the truck.
So this is the first time we've lived without a generator. We're cutting the cord, we're doing this. And it was really nice to not have the sound of a generator when we're trying to enjoy these beautiful places. And the only way that we were able to do that is because of the lithium batteries.
Battleborn is a very well-known name. They've proven themselves in the RV market already, so when it was time for us to put batteries in for this system, it made sense to utilize their batteries because they're already proven. I knew that they were a safe battery. I knew that they had a really well-designed system, a good battery management system, everything in place that I would want to see in place on a battery. Thermal protection, make sure it's not gonna charge while freezing. All the things that I'd basically put in my battery management system was already in their battery, and it was ready to go, and I didn't have to think about it. I just hook it up like a normal battery, and that was it. It works. Just having the power whenever we need it. Just go inside, plug in, just as if you were in a normal house. That makes life so much easier and allows us to travel to these places and continue to work.
This trip and coming to Alaska can be done with any rig, really. But for us, boondocking was so important. And for me, boondocking is so important because it gives you that flexibility. You're not hopping from campground to campground, and you really get to immerse yourself further into the scenery, into nature. And that is the way that we like to travel. That's the way that we like to live.
For somebody who wants to do Alaska, boondocking really adds to the experience. It allows you to get into nature and experience these things that you can't do without being there, without being in that place, waking up in the morning to a beautiful vista and the silence of nature, just experiencing the true north.